Mike with Iceberg Gaming here, and today I've got the most overpowered class and build in Diablo IV. Now this information is based off the open beta, so things are subject to change after launch, and the open beta was only to level 25, so as the characters level higher, things could change there also. But the best class in the game right now is the Necromancer. Yes, it is super overpowered, very, very powerful. Just crazy OP right now. Now with this build I'm going to show you guys, you'll be able to brothel stomp the trash mobs and clear dungeons very easily, as well as completely dominate the bosses and not have any trouble clearing the end bosses. With this build, you'll be able to kill the dungeon bosses without taking any damage at all. Starting up at the top of the tree, you are going to be taking Hemorrhage, and then you're going to be taking Enhanced Hemorrhage and Initiate's Hemorrhage. Now, this ability is your basic left-click cast, and it is going to be responsible for healing you and fortifying you. This is basically giving yourself a shield, so you will never die even if you get hit by things, because you'll constantly be healing and shielding yourself with this build. Next up, going into the core abilities, we are taking Blight, and then we are taking Enhanced Blight and Supernatural Blight. Now, we want the Blight for the AoE, plus the Blight slows our enemies with Enhanced, and then with Supernatural Blight, the minions will do 15% increased damage to enemies that are afflicted with the Blight. So this is going to be very important. Next up, into the Corpse and Macabre skills, we are taking Corpse Explosion and 3 out of 3 in Skeletal Warrior Mastery. This is going to increase the damage and life of our Skeletal Warriors by 45%. And then we're going to go for Corpse Explosion, and we are going to enhance our Corpse Explosion. This is very important. 15% increased radius lets you kill a lot more stuff with your Corpse Explosion, and lets you basically chain kills with your Corpse Explosion. And then we want Plagued Corpse Explosion, deals 10% increased damage to enemies that are slowed. This is going to come into effect later. It is less important, so if you don't want to do this part of the strategy, go ahead and take another rank of Corpse Explosion instead. Next up, moving on to the Curse. We want to get a curse from an item if we can. I got Decrepify from one of my items from the Heroic Aspect Rare Helm, rank 1 Decrepify. So if you can get a curse, get it from your gear, otherwise skip it. Things will be dying so fast the curse won't matter. Also, if you can get it through gear, get Corpse Tendril on your gear, otherwise put a point in it. It is a it targets a corpse and makes veins burst out of the corpse, pulling enemies in and stunning them. And this is going to be where our Plagued Corpse Explosion comes into effect, because we're going to get 10% increased Corpse Explosion damage from the Corpse Tendrils. Now, after that, I recommend you go into Golem Mastery and Army of the Dead. Prime Army of the Dead and Supreme Army of the Dead are also very good choices. But this is about how far you're going to get in the beta. But on live, you're going to keep going into Army of the Dead and max out your Golem Mastery, because this is a summoning build. And then Army of the Dead would be your ultimate ability. And then down here at the bottom of the tree, my recommendation would obviously be Kalen's Edict. This is going to increase the damage your minions do when you do not take damage. Now, this is going to be a passive effect. You only get one of these, and this is the one that I would recommend, because the more minion damage, the more better with this build. We're relying on our minions and our Corpse Explosion to really do the bulk of our damage. Now, the basic quote-unquote rotation for this build is we're going to throw out our Blight at groups of enemies, and then we're going to rely on our skeletons to kill at least one, while we're throwing out Hemorrhages to get heals out and throw a little bit of extra DPS. Then once our skeletons have started killing things, we're going to throw out our Corpse Explosion, and it will chain and just wipe out a huge group of enemies very quickly. Even these large enemies are just no match for the Corpse Explosions. Meanwhile, your character is safe hiding in the back, and any damage that you do take will be quickly healed by your hemorrhage procs of blood orbs. But that's going to wrap up this guide. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you're enjoying the beta. Let me know if this build works for you, and we'll see you next time.